door knockers. One of the best people at door knocking that you'll ever meet. This guy's an absolute stud. Over a decade in door-to-door sales. He used to own a home security business, ran a company and a team of door knockers for home security. He made the move and closed his business and came to Powur. And he's been building a tremendous business ever since. And this guy's just an absolute stud. Let me go ahead and get a mic check for Mr. David Perez.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hi, JC. Good afternoon
up,
to those on the East Coast. So thank you so much, JC, for allowing me to be on today. And I hope that I could, help somebody level up their door-to-door game. And so let me go ahead and share my slides. So hope everybody's doing good today. And we're going to get right into it because of time. Let me see here. I got to share my screen, right? Let's see. Can you guys see my screen, JC?
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
All right, we got it now. All right. Perfect. Awesome, guys. So today we're going to be talking about becoming a door-to-door pro. First off, shout out to the Knockstar fam. I couldn't do a door-to-door training without representing. If you guys don't know who they are, go give them a follow. Awesome content on door-to-door. And so I've been part of the Powur family for it's going to become 2 years this May. And just awesome things happening, guys, and really, really excited to be here and excited to share with you guys today. So what we're going to be learning about today is it's just like becoming a pro. So a lot of times people go out there, they want to, they hear door knocking, they hear about people having success, they hear about it, they go out there, they try it, and they pretty much don't follow through with it. And I believe that they stop doing it prematurely. And so what I want to really add today is just there's a process to it. There's a process to it. So a lot of you have been having good results, but you just feel like, you're not having those results. So today, my goal is to give you guys a simple little script, a simple outline, so we could go out there and we could generate, some leads and have success today. So like JC shared, I've been doing door-to-door for a very long time. I do come from the home security industry. Home security industry is where you're the actual, setter and you're the closer on the spot, and, had a lot of success there. But definitely, as you guys are aware, there's just solar is just an amazing product. We're serving a lot of families, and that's what it's about. So I'm going to get started, guys. And so why door knocking? Okay. So when I first, originally joined Powur and I came into solar, I would hear all the amazing stories from all the mentors, how they never, door knocked and how they were building their business. And to be transparent, I didn't door knock right away, right? So right when I originally got started in solar, I was kind of all over the place. I was, to be honest with you guys, I was a little, I don't want to say burned out, but I was trying to do it, a different way. I was like, man, if these people are having success, the Jonathan Brunassos, and all these other people on the platform are having success, they never door knock. Let me try that. So I definitely I'm not against, doing that, building the business. But for me, I didn't start seeing results until I got on the doors, right? So I was networking with realtors. I was doing events. I was sponsoring. I was just connecting, tried a little bit of ads, and I was doing everything else other than door knocking. But it wasn't until I really got to the door knocking where I started seeing immediate results, right? Immediate results. Who in here today would like to see immediate results? If that's you, put a thumbs up in the chat where you're like, man, I want to see results today. I want to see results this week, right? Now, I'm a fan of all of that. I believe in all of that. I believe in social media, networking, building your business. But what happens when you go out and you do all that, right? A lot of us have done, the home shows. We've done the networking events, right? We're in the BNI. So go out there and you do all of that. And then when you're done, you still realize man, I need to get some sales this week. I need to get some sales this month. That's where you add door knocking as part of it. So why door knocking? It's free, right? Who in here likes free, right? There's no charge. You don't need to have the trifolds and the flyers. You don't need to invest a lot, pretty much any money. You could go out there and like JC said it, we do, I do a lot of same day closes. Constantly we go out there, we meet a homeowner and we help them out that day. We serve them that day, right? When you go out there and you door knock, the main focus and the mindset is you're generating leads. So yes, we want to go out there, we want to serve families, right? We're trying to get contracts, but you have to go out there and you have to have the right mindset and understand, okay, I'm here to generate leads. I'm here to make contacts. I'm here to get information. I'm here to connect with homeowners, right? So what I like about it as well is direct customer interaction. So you're going out there directly to the customer. My favorite clients, guys, are door-to-door clients and referral clients. Why is that? What I love about door-to-door clients, a lot of these customers are not going to shop you. A lot of these customers, right, haven't really looked into solar. A lot of these customers are not interested. I love helping families that really aren't interested. Why aren't they interested? Because they don't really understand solar. They don't understand how it works. And so I love going out there and meeting a family that's never looked into it and, explaining it to them, getting that aha moment where they understand, like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. And then we end up signing them up, right? So these customers, I believe, would not go solar have it not been for myself or somebody on the team going out there and serving them. These are the customers that are not going to go online. These are the customers that are not out there, right, looking for it. So we go to them, and then it keeps you sharp, right? So it keeps you sharp. Just by you going out there, having interaction with customers, you're going to be a better solar professional, right? Because you're sharper. You're having direct interaction with customers. Now, something that's real important in door-to-door sales, especially if you've never done it. Now, here in the chat, if you've gone out there and you've done door-to-door for solar, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the chat. Who's gone out there and tried it for solar? Let me see. So it's a few of you. Okay. Nice. Awesome. So some of you have tried it, right? Some of you have never done it. And so there's a process to it. And every time that every industry that I've been in where I've recruited somebody who's never done door-to-door sales, the first thing that I'm trying to do is we're trying to help them get rid of the fear. So there's the fear there. There's when you've never done door-to-door sales and you go out there at first, you're going out there and you're gonna feel a little nervous. Why? Because it's something new. Why? Because it's something you've never done. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get rid of that fear. And the only way you get rid of that fear is by doing the action, by going out there, getting on the doors and just doing it, day by day. So the more you do it, the more you get rid of the fear, the more you're not as, you're not as nervous. So that to me is the beginning. That's where you start at. Right. And then from there, when you do get rejected, because rejection, as you guys know, it's going to happen. I would say 95 to like 98% of people are just going to reject you. And so don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. They just, they whatever it is, don't take it personal. You have to have thick skin. You have to be able to take that rejection, right? Walk on and leave it there at the door. You have to leave it at the door and then head on to the next door, right? So never take it personal. Focus on getting better, small wins. So what is a small win? Just by you going out there, taking the action, it's not going to be easy, right? It's not going to be easy. Everything is always hard before it becomes easy, right? And the beginning, it's hard. But as you go out there and you start taking action and you knock and you put in the hours, as you start getting better, it does become easier, right? As you start getting better. So focus on small wins. What are small wins? A small win is generating a lead. Right. I know we hear stories of people in the platform or, solar pros that go out there and do all this volume and generate all this business door to door. They didn't all start that way. I didn't start that way. Right. Even, I had been in door to door for a while, but it took me time to really get this down, even though I had done it in the past, because it was a new product. It was a new process. It was something new that I had to grow and learn. And so, celebrate the small wins. Right. When you go out there and you get a phone number, someone says, hey, call me tomorrow. Like that's a lead. That's a lead that you did not have, right? Every single day that you go out there, your goal is to set appointments and get bills. Now, are you going to get bills every day? No, you're not, right? The goal is to set the appointments, but there's going to be those days where you don't. However, every single day, you will make new contacts, right? You will make new contacts. You will get phone numbers. You will generate leads, right? And if you do that, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, 6 times a week, right? Who in here, by the show of hands, would like an extra, let's say, 50 leads in their portal, right? And it's there for you. That's the name of the game. The name of the game is leads. So focus on getting better, celebrate the small wins. All of a sudden, as you go through the process, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this, you get rid of the fear, right? You learn to not take rejection personal, right? You start feeling yourself getting better. The beginning, that's what it's all about, getting better. That's why it's important that you go out there consistently. Then all of a sudden, you start getting confident, right? You start getting confident because you start seeing results and you start telling yourself, man, I can do this. Man, all of a sudden, you get into the right client, and next thing you know, you generate a sale, and now momentum starts coming into your side, and you gotta close yourself. You gotta remind yourself, like, man, I could do this. And this is the process right here. So wherever you're at, if you try door knocking, you gotta kind of check where you've been at, right? Have I gotten rid of the fear, right? You're always gonna feel nervous going up to a stranger's house, right? It's uncomfortable. I've been doing it for a long time. It's still uncomfortable for me. But so what happens is that it's never going to not feel uncomfortable. You just learn to adapt and continue even though it feels uncomfortable. All right, so here we go. So mindset. 90% of the sale is done. It's all in the mindset. Our mindset, right? Your mindset. To me, this is the most important part of the sale. It's the most important part of a successful door knocker. If a door knocker can control his mind, then he's going to have, results, and he's going to succeed. So this right here, 90% of it is this. 10% of it is the technique, the pitch, which we're going to get into right now, right? What do I say? What do I do? A lot of times, individuals that want to learn door knocking, they're so focused on the 10% that they don't get to work on the 90%. And the 90% is the most important part. Who controls the 90%? We control the 90%. You do. So success is produced from the inside out, not from the outside in, right? It's the same thing in door knocking. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to equip yourself. You have to get into the right state of mind. And just by having the right mindset, it's going to create the right attitude, and it's going to generate sales, right? I could get someone, and it happens all the time, right? Someone brand new to the business, someone that has never done it, go out there. Just because they have the right mindset and the right attitude, I'll produce someone who's been doing solar 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? That I've seen that happen time and time again. Someone who's door knocked for 5, 6 years. Why? Only because the new person had the right mindset. Because as a veteran, right, a lot of us have been doing sales for a long time. And, we come from other industries, or we're currently in other industries, and we're adding solar to our business. And we forget this, and this is super important. You have to work on the mind. You have to have the right mindset. So prepare yourself mentally, shift your attitude, right? Self-talk. You have to close yourself daily, multiple times a day. This is extremely important when you're on the field. When you're out in the doors, you have to close yourself. What I mean by that, that self-talk you have to have that right self-talk with yourself. Right? You have to believe, like, man, I'm great at this. Right? I'm a beast at the doors. Right? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to come across families that are waiting for me. I'm going to go out there and there's people waiting for me right now. There's people that these homeowners I'm going to talk to, they want to do this. They've been talking about solar, right? They just haven't found the right rep. And self-talk is extremely important. When you go up to a door and you get rejected, or for example, you go up to a door and they're like, what is this? Is this solar? You're the third person this week. Get out of here, right? As soon as you step out of that door, that's where you have to close yourself again. That's that self-talk, right? And a lot of reps, if they hear that, they're like, I got to move areas. This isn't the right neighborhood. Oh, they've been here a lot. And now they carry that to the next store, and they're there because they committed they're going to do the schedule. They'll knock on the doors, but they're knocking on the doors they're knocking on the doors not having closed themselves. So they're out there and they'll knock, but they don't have that conviction. They don't have that confidence knowing they're going to generate. So self-talk is the number one thing when you're out there. When you hear that, you got to tell yourself, you know what? They talk to them, but I'm going to go find those 2 families today, those 3 families that are still waiting to go solar, right? They're expecting me. I'm going to generate this many sales today. And self-talk to me is very important. Have a schedule, be disciplined, create energy, right? Power walk to your first door, right? Get your blood flowing, go out there, get some vitamin D, right? And you know, so now you have the right mindset. You've closed yourself, right? You know that you're a beast, and go out there and have some energy, right? Because that's what happens at the door. If you're not excited, they're not gonna get excited, right? Like when has JC came on these trainings or these Zooms, and his energy level be low? Never, right? He comes up here, A game, energy's high. It's the same thing on the doors. No distractions. Leave your problems at home, right? Or in the car, right? Don't be looking at your phone. Don't be out there trying to run your solar business while you're on the doors. No, when you're on the doors, you're there to generate. You're there to generate leads, and that's the most important thing. I feel, for example, like when I'm door knocking, like just to be honest to you guys, like my wife is not calling me, texting me, right? Asking me what, you know, like what I want for dinner. Like I feel that when I'm on the doors, being the good father that I am, being the good husband that I am, I owe it to my kids to be focused. I owe it to my family to put all my energy, and the best thing that I could do at the moment when I'm out there is generate deals, because I'm out there. I'm not with them at home, right? I'm there. I have to be focused. I have to get myself in the zone, right? That's the best thing that I could do, because I'm here. I already made the drive. I already stepped out. I'm already walking up to my first door. So I owe it to my family. I owe it to my kids to not be distracted, right? And generate and be focused. And then set goals. Okay, every day set goals. Have high expectations. Know that you're going to generate business. Know that you're going to have a lot of success, right? Have high expectation. Expect. Every time I go out, I expect to serve a family and sign them up. I expect that when I don't get the results, it's like, man, but I had that expectation, and we'll go at it the following day. But every day that I go out there, I go out with that mindset of I'm out here to serve 3 families today, right? That's what I'm out here doing, right? I've seen a lot of people on a lot of solar pros have a lot of success, all because of this right here. This is the most important thing. This is 90%, right? If you've been going out there and you haven't seen the results that you want, this is the reason why right here. So let's work on this, guys. This is really important. I know that I'm spending a lot of time on this. I'm going to give you guys the pitch right now. The pitch is the 10%. It's super simple, but this is where business is won right here. This is where you have the right mindset, and this is where you see the results. All right. Okay, so here we go. This is the sell process. Very simple. What are we looking to do out there? It's basics. So when you go out, you get an electric bill, you set an appointment, right? Very easy steps. The most important steps here in your solar career, right? You present the proposal, we qualify the client, you sign the paperwork, and you go do it again. Very simple process, guys. Nothing complicated. And so the more electric bills you get, guess what happens? The more bills you get, the more appointments you set, what do you think is going to happen here? You're going to sign more paperwork, right? More paperwork is going to be done. And you know what I mean? Like, so you just have to focus. Like, that's what I do. I focus. As a matter of fact, I still do this to this day. I've been doing it for a while now. I don't focus on how many families I signed up. I don't control that to a certain extent. How many sales? I focus on this right here. How many appointments am I doing? If I'm not doing X amount of sit downs every week, then I'm not focused, right? I promise you guys, last month in March, if you didn't do at least one sale, it's real simple. The problem is not that you didn't get the one sale. What's going on is that you didn't do at least 3 sit downs. So you see how, like, that's the important part right there, right? If you want to generate this month, these next 2 weeks, right? You want to close out April with 2 or 3 more contracts. It's real simple. It's a simple formula. Focus on getting 10 bills and 10 appointments. I assure you, anyone on the platform, all these great mentors who dedicate hours and hours to their skill set, to learning it, they're going to close your contract. However, so put your energy on this right here. I'm getting extra appointments and extra, sit downs. So this is the pitch right here. Go ahead and screenshot it. I still use this to this day. Very simple, nothing complicated. Is who you are, who are you with, and why are you at the door? Real simple. My name's David. Boom. I'm with, you can say I'm with Powur. And, the reason I'm here, and then just give them the reason why you're there. Right? Last month here in California, the reason we were out there is because there was a change happening. We're going into NEM 3. That's how we talked about at the door. The reason why we're here is because this is about to start happening here in California where there's a switch happening, and that's the reason why I was there. Whatever the reason is, you could work on the reason, right? You could let them know, hey, I'm the solar pro in this area. I'm helping a lot of families. There has to be a reason. So, right, I will be helping people, your neighbors switch to solar, and that's the reason why you're there. Very simple, to the point, transparent, nothing crazy, not, I'm here to check your meter. None of these, these little, tactics. I remember when I first started, doing solar, I was going around and I was talking about, hey, we're here to lower your bill. And that wasn't giving me the results that I wanted. I thought people were just going to jump, all excited, like, oh, I want to lower my bill. That wasn't enough. So it's just who you are, who you're with, and why you're there, right? We all know who we are, right? You all know our names. We all know who we're with and the reason why you're there. And then gauge their interests, right? Have you considered going solar? Have you looked into solar before? Real simple, right? Just gauging their interest, right? What do they know about solar? Have they ever looked into it? Nothing complicated right here. This is what we call a soft question. And then you start closing the customer. So some of you have been in this training before. You've seen that, you've seen this before. You're probably thinking like, man, it's the same one. Absolutely, it's the same one. I haven't changed it. We're getting results. It works. Real simple, to the point. So to me, this is the start of my sales cycle, right? If you've been doing sales for a while, you all know what a sales cycle is, right? It's where you start with the customer and where you want to take them. That's your sales cycle from start to finish. So right here, this is the start of my sales cycle, right? How much are they paying monthly, right? What was your bill last month? What was the high? As a matter of fact, I love to ask this question. Last year, 2022, what was the highest electric bill that you paid dollar-wise, right? And as the answer to this question for me, the moment I get that answer from them, in my mind, this is a customer that I'm going to sell solar to. To me, that's the most important question. If they don't give me a dollar amount, I'll try a couple more times, but then I'll just kind of walk away because we're not there to close and argue or, do business with like closed-minded individuals. We're looking for open-minded individuals, right? This is a simple question, right? And, oh, you know what? If they say something like, you know what? I don't know, man. My wife's the one that pays it. I never look at it. All right, no big deal. But the last time you glanced at a bill, whenever it was, what was that dollar amount? I want him to give me a dollar amount because I want to know, is this person open-minded? Is this person somebody that I want to give my time to, right? Is this somebody that I want to, request a proposal, edit the proposal, right? Come back to his house, give him a 30, 45-minute presentation. Do I want to give this gentleman 45 minutes of my time or more, right? So if I'm not willing to give somebody 45 minutes of my time, if they can't answer this simple question, right? Because there's thousands and hundreds, and there's a lot of other doors in that neighborhood, and I know that I'm gonna go find the right families to serve, right? So don't like I said, don't take rejection personal. Leave that at the door, right? Even if you think sometimes like, wow, this guy might be interested. You might hear somebody say, oh yeah, we're thinking of going solar. Oh, what you guys pay? And if they're not willing to get into our sales process and take the right steps with us, then I still wouldn't give that person that time. So always ask them, always get a dollar amount. You're going to find out, guys, that when you're out there and people are answering this question for you, you're going to start generating a lot more leads, a lot more appointments, right? So let's focus on that. And then you let them know, hey, by the way, I'm going to be back here this afternoon or tomorrow, and I'm going to be dropping off, I'm going to be going over some customized detailed reports that will show you how many panels you're going to need when you do go solar eventually, right? Because I don't know if they are going to go solar or they're not, right? How much will your monthly payment would have been with solar last month? How much did you pay to your company last month? Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to show you what you would have paid if you had the solar already installed, right? We're going to see how much your home qualifies. There's a federal tax credit that they're giving homeowners when they do the switch to solar energy. So I'll mention that. Remember, guys, this is on a purchase only, not on a lease. But if you're doing purchases, then I'll mention that, just kind of plant that seed to get them curious. And then, so is it okay for me to work on your report? Now, the report does cost us, it costs us money. And, I have an engineer work on it, from our designing team, but I'm going to drop it off at no cost to you. All I ask is that you give me, 15 minutes of your time. And when I come back, we set up a good time. So I do let them know that it costs money, right? I'm not going to just come by and leave it in the mailbox. So I let them know this is the actual design. I'm going to have an engineer work on it. We're going to, we're going to get pictures from, a satellite. We're going to put the panels on your home. I'm going to show you what the design looks like. And is it okay to work on your report? And that's it right there. All right. So now, that objections, happen all the time when you're out there. So one thing that you want to do is when somebody throws an objection, you first want to acknowledge the objection, right? Whatever it is, how do you acknowledge the objection? Simply by repeating it to them, right? If a homeowner says, you know what, like, I'm just like not that interested. You want to handle that objection. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, I understand. And that you feel you're not that interested. I totally understand that. And you have to get to the bottom of that objection. Is it a real objection, or is it something that we call smoky mirrors, where they're just kind of throwing it up there just to kind of get rid of us, right? If somebody says, oh, you know what, I'm going to be selling my house. Oh, awesome, Mr. Homeowner. So I understand, you're going to be selling your home. Now, is your home listed now, or when are you going to list? Right? I want to know, are you really going to sell your house, or are you just kind of saying that for me to get, for me to leave? Are you going to be listing it this year, or is it sometime in the future? You know what, maybe sometime in the future. That's a smoky mirror objection. It's not real, right? I've been hearing that, we hear that from homeowners, and I've actually have served families that have said that in the past because they're not sure, right? Here in California, a lot of people are talking about selling, but I know a lot of people that are like, oh, we're going to go to Florida, we're going to go to Texas. And they've been saying that for years. Yet, they keep, doing remodeling their home. They keep investing money. So they more than likely they're not. But you want to know if it's real, right? If it's a real objection or if it's just smoky mirrors. And then, let them know, hey, by the way, all I want to do for you, Mr. Homeowner, is show you this report, give you the opportunity to see what the design will look like, see what the payments will be like. And there's always going to be two results from that. It's either going to make a lot of sense for you, and if it does, that way you consider it, you go over it with the missus, or it's going to show that going solar doesn't make sense, and hey, at least we saw. As a matter of fact, if I see that it doesn't make sense, I'll call you and not even show up. I'll let you know. I won't even come back. Why? Because it is going to make sense, right, guys? We know that, and so you want to let them know you're just trying to show them and give them an option other than the current utility provider, right? And then when you're getting the information, this is really important right here. Get the client's information, name, phone number, address, email address, right? This is very important. You don't want to go up there, get a contact, and have the wrong phone number. And as a matter of fact, when you get the phone number, have them repeat it to you. When you get it down, have them repeat it to you. I always start with the phone number. Okay, so a lot of times when you're out there and you're talking to them, you mentioned the bill, and yeah, we're going to mention the bill, but I don't start with the bill personally. Right? Because I don't want to say they don't have the bill, they don't know where it's at. It might become complicated, and we don't want them to we want to keep it real simple. So the first thing I do is I verify their name. Hey, is this your first name? What's your last name? Perfect. What's your phone number? Why? Because before I get an appointment, right? Before I get his bill, I want to generate the lead. Right? Everyone that you're talking to, always get their name and phone number. Now, what did you just do? You generated a lead. So you want to secure the lead before you get the actual appointment. Next thing you do, once you secure the lead, now you're trying to get it into an appointment. You got to get the bill. So once I get this information here, this is very important, guys, because you might have somebody interested in front of you, and you might skip this right here. And you might just say, oh, okay, cool. In order for me to do your report, I need your bill. Can you go get that for me? And they don't know where the bill's at. He's busy. They're probably about to leave, or they're getting ready. And next thing you know, now we just made it a little bit complicated for them. And they're like, you know what, man, just come by next week or something, So you want to secure the lead, number one. You want to get the client's information. Once you secure the lead, guess what? They're in the flow of giving you information. More than likely, you're going to get that bill, right? You already have his name. You have his phone number. You have his address. You got his email, right? You got all that information. Now go for the bill. Hey, simple question. Your bill, do you get it electronically or is it mailed to you physically in your home? Awesome. Can you, the last thing I would need so that I have the accurate information when I come back with the design is a copy of your electric bill that shows your usage. You mind grabbing that for me really quick since you get it mailed? I'll just go ahead and wait right here. Right? Oh, but I don't know where it's at, or my wife this. You know what? Can you at least try? Right? Just at least try to see if you find one. And if they don't find one, hey, no big deal. Now what? What happened? We have their contact information. I'm going to shoot you a text right now. I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to start your design. Just send that to me, prior to us coming out. I think you could do that. And now you just left with the lead. Every single day, you're going to generate a lot of leads. You're going to generate 10, 15, 20 leads daily, right? And then the last thing you do, once you have the bill, now you're working on the appointment. And the way you work on the appointment is you give them 2 options. You know exactly based off of your schedule as well, or the mentor, whoever you're working with, right? Let's say tomorrow's Tuesday, and for a fact, you have plans Tuesday, you can't be there Tuesday, right? Don't just let them set an appointment. Let them know, I'm going to be back this afternoon or Wednesday. Will Wednesday be better at 1 or 6 p.m. or 3 p.m.? To be honest with you guys, like, I don't even set appointments between the hours of like 4 and 8, or I'm sorry, like 5 and 8. I try to set the appointments before that time or after that time, because typically when I'm out there door knocking, I want to generate leads at that time, right? But whatever time works for you, you give them those 2 options, and then you set the appointment, guys. So that's pretty much it right here. That's all I got for you guys. This is some apps that I use, some stuff that could help you guys out. This is some good apps while you're out there. So Landglide is a pretty cool app. It actually gives you the names. I think this is like a $10 one-time fee, or I don't know if it's $10 monthly. Parcelled is free. Canvas is I used to use this a while back. That's like a monthly fee. But I don't even think I haven't even like used it in a long time, to be honest with you guys. So, and then Sunseeker. I love Sunseeker because it's something for clients to interact with. It actually shows you like the sun, in the neighborhood. Very simple to the Google one. So, when you're door knocking with them, you want to interact with them, show them a design of their home if you have a tablet or, slicks. And the Knockstar team has some awesome slicks on their website. So check those out. And that's it. This is all I got for you guys. I don't know, JC, if you want to open up for Q&A, or I'll shoot it back to you, champ.
All right. Great job, bro. As always, man. Incredible. Thank you for sharing that, David. And wow, make sure, by the way, David is a mentor with the company. So if you guys want David to close a deal for you, make sure you guys contact them. I believe, David, you close deals also nationwide, right? That's
correct. Yes.
Perfect. Matter of fact, Ramsey Clark said that David closed his very first deal. So that's exciting, man. But by the way, yes, we're going to open up for some Q&A. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier, today I dropped the episode on my YouTube channel. I just put it in the chat of how I got to mentor in 2022, right? 2 years in a row. So you guys might want to check that out. Show me some love, like it, and comment it. But right now, let's do this. Let's go ahead and open it up for 5 minutes for anybody that may have questions for David. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me unmute everyone. Hold on. Actually, you could unmute yourself. So if you have questions, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I do have a question.
Yes. Go for it, bro.
Yes. Hi, this is Manuel down in California. How many contacts do you average a week? How many appointments when it comes to tracking your numbers?
You know what? That's good. So every day that I'm out there door knocking, my goal is to at least generate 3 solid appointments. Every day that I'm out there. So and then my goal is just I mean, not like now, like when I door knock, I don't door knock like all 6 days like I used to. But just to kind of give you an idea, when I wasn't full time yet in solar and I wanted to transition to full time, I did the math and I did my numbers, and I was closing my previous business and I was leaving that income. And what allowed me to do that income where I felt confident is that I did my numbers and I said, okay, if I do 25 sit downs in a month, 25 bills, and I close, let's say I'm the worst closer in all of solar, right? Like, let's say I'm the worst closer in all of solar and I close 20%, that's still going to be about like 4 deals. And so once I did that, I put all my focus towards sit downs. And I remember that was my first month that I went full time, and I just focused on generating 25 sit downs, and then I got my results there.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else?
I'll ask one, David. Great job, Ramsey here. Awesome as always, fire brother.
Yeah.
How are you approaching do not knock signs or no soliciting? Has it changed for you? What's your experience been with that?
I'll just knock it. I'll kind of like ignore it in a respectful manner. Unless it's like one of those crazy customized signs where they dedicated time and they put it like where it's like obvious and it's huge, like something like that. Like I'll just probably skip, like what I mean. But other than that, like if it's like a nice little sign that they purchased like at a Hobby Lobby or something, like I'll just knock it and check the temperature, see how they are. And if I see that they get upset, hey, no big deal. I'll just we'll go to the next one.
Okay. And what would you say to them? Let's say, hey, can't you see there's a no soliciting sign there, buddy?
I'll just kind of say something like, you know what, I'm not really selling anything, and I did kind of glance at it, but I wasn't sure if you guys put it up. It was here when you bought the house, or I didn't really pay much attention to it. Sometimes I won't even like. I'm so much in the zone, like I'm not looking for signs like that. Like I'll kind of just walk past them.
Okay.
I'll just say, hey, I kind of missed it. My bad. But since I'm here, boom, this is what I'm doing. By the way, nice meeting you, and then I'll get right into my pitch.
Right.
Or
and I mean, at the end of the day, you are educating homeowners, right? With rising utility rates, you're not really selling them anything. You're just letting them know.
Absolutely.
We're here to educate people. So
absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, David.
I think that's it, champ. Any more questions, or if you have a question, go ahead and just get off mute. Cool.
Hey, David. No, this is Victor. Oh, go ahead. This is Victor Lewis, South Carolina.
Yeah, Victor.
You said just action gets rid of the fear and stuff. I have had people knocking and then getting leads and stuff like that. And a lot of times they would forget to set the appointment. They said they would get back with them. You think that's a bad idea? Because we're having a lot of no-shows.
I would, you know what? When they're new, we kind of have to help them, set the appointment. So I would confirm them, call them back, confirm them when they're new. So I wouldn't really like, in the beginning when someone's new, just the fact that they're getting the phone number and it's right. Those are the small wins that I was talking about. Right. So they're gaining confidence, and so other than like driving up to a no-show, I would call it, and I would like solidify it myself and repitch them. Like obviously there's some level of interest because they gave their phone number, and I would do that, and then I would find out. That actually happens. Like I've had that happen too through like telemarketing services. Like if someone makes calls for you to set appointments, like once you call them, you solidify that, and you kind of you make it stronger. So I'm a big fan on confirming, especially when someone's new, because you're either gonna break the lead or you're gonna just make it strong. Yeah, so I definitely would add that.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else?
I got a question.
Yes.
Dave Built, San Diego. Do you, when you repeat your objection, you said something really nice earlier that you circumvented the objection, and then you said about the proposal. If I could show you a way, something like that. Can you repeat that, please?
So what that is so when somebody throws an objection, a lot of times like sales representatives, they've been trained to like ignore it, like, oh, just ignore it. But to me, it's kind of disrespectful. Like you're not, like, ignoring it is not really addressing the objection. So every time somebody throws an objection, the first thing you do, you acknowledge it by repeating it to them. So what you're doing is you're letting the homeowner know, like, hey, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, like I understand what you're saying. And then you handle the objection as the, best that you can, whatever the reason is. Like, say someone says they're not interested. Hey, I totally respect that you feel you're not interested. You know what? Most homeowners that I've helped, aren't interested right away. But all I would like to do is if we could work on this report for you, there's only two outcomes that will happen every time. So the two outcomes are either you're going to see that solar makes a lot of sense, and now and you could really consider it, or we're going to find out that solar doesn't make sense, that your roof is not good, or that you don't have enough roof space. Like, solar might not even make sense for you, and you're already kind of saying no. So I kind of call them out on that. I let them know, like, hey, like, don't say no yet, because we haven't even shown you. Like, let me show you, and then you decide, you know. But what are you saying no to right now? Like, yeah, there's no reason why anybody should say no to taking a look at the report.
Great,
the
thank you.
proposal.
That's
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I needed to solidify my door knocking.
Yes, sir. Always remind them that those are the two things that could happen. And then always also use stories. So matter of fact, like bring up a story from a customer that you helped in the area, or if you don't have one, talk to the local mentors that you work with. Have them give you a scenario where I'll even take it like a step further. Where I'll say, hey, I just helped, the Smith family not too far from you. They weren't interested. They were paying an average of this. Once I showed them the report, they weren't ready to go solar, but I showed them the report. It made a lot of sense. And we locked in their payment at this, and they took advantage of it. So when you start using stories like that, you're making it real for them.
Yeah, I did my first door knocking over the weekend. I got 2 leads.
There you
But
go. Hey, good job,
My
man.
last closing, yeah.
Hey, those
Thank you.
are the wins right there. That's what it starts with. All right. Anybody else?
Hey, David,
Yeah,
this
I've
is
got
Jonathan.
What's up,
Yeah,
John?
this is Jonathan here in Florida. Thank you for the presentation. It was great. I just have a quick question for you. Do you use any visuals like the slicks that Knockstar recommends, or how do you approach the?
Yeah. The snicks that they recommend. You know what? I just started using them this year, and it's even helped my results a lot more. So I do recommend slicks. I kind of made my own out here. You guys, as you guys know, there's the net metering change here in California, right? And so we had like a deadline. So when I was out there door knocking, that'll be the first thing I'll hand the homeowners, like, hey, I'm here because, so I'll be like, hey, my name's David. I'm with, such and such. This is what we're doing. And the reason I'm here, and then I'll hand them that. Boom. Once I will hand them that, they'll kind of grab it, and they'll kind of like, it'll be, so what happens is that I highly recommend the slicks. I wouldn't knock without the slicks anymore. Because once they get it, and like, so say like they have their wall up and they're like, what are you doing here? Or who's this guy? Or like the moment they grab that slick, now their mind, instead of like questioning, like, and having that wall up, it shifts to like, what is this? So that kind of brings their defense down right away. So, I highly recommend slicks, guys. And like I said, they have great slicks, or even generating something your own, like, whatever area you work in, look up like, rates going up from your local utility, and then print that out, laminate it, and then hand them that. I'm here because of this. Well, you're aware that the rates were going up, boom, and then hand them that, right? So anything like that, definitely, it helps a lot. I have a tablet, but to be honest with you, I just carry it for sure. I don't even use it at the door anymore, really. I just get to the slick, and like, that's it, So yeah, highly recommend it for sure.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I'll add one more thing, guys. When you're out on the doors, you guys know when I started my solar career, I started door knocking as well. And I was not using this then, but I certainly would now if I went door knocking. But remember, a lot of you guys already use, and Saeed out in Chicago has been using this, is very working for him. I think, Saeed, how many leads do you have already? He got started like a week ago, maybe 8 days ago.
I have about 12 utility bills.
Yes.
But I didn't do door knocking ever. So this is something new.
Yes.
In fact, I was about to ask you this question, David, that what do you, how do you compare, like if I'm buying leads and calling people, it's like calling people is like door knocking. What do you see the difference?
So the difference is, I think they're both great, by the way. So you cold call, is that what you do, or?
Yeah, cold call.
I've done both, and I'm a huge fan of both. In my opinion, every single person that's on here right now should master one of the two. So whether it's door knock or cold call, I wouldn't. They all have the pros and their cons. I did mortgages for a number of years, and I never door knocked for mortgages. It was all cold call. And so, the benefits of cold calling is that you could call 3-4 people by the time, you go out there and knock on one door. So it's just like bam, 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 right? And the one thing is that at the door, it's harder for them to say no because you're there in front of them. And so rejection is like harder for the homeowner because you're like right there. versus a cold call, they could just hang up on you. But I think that they both are very, very great. They're very good. But the one thing is, like, as I'm sure that you're good at, because you're generating leads, is getting that hook. So to me, they're very similar. And so, like, if somebody says, hey, I want to learn cold calling, I wouldn't tell them, like, no, that's not the way, man. You got a door knock. No, I'll say, hey, go for it. But I highly recommend every single one that's on here right now. If you're serious about solar, if you're serious about becoming full-time, you got to get good at one of the two. That's what I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make a comment about leads versus door knocking. This is Jeanette in Colorado, and thank you so much, David. Absolutely excellent. When you're buying those leads, depending on who you're buying them from, and one advantage is they are already shopping for solar, okay? And when you door knock on the door, they may not be thinking about the solar. So the key is to tap into the pain at the door. But the thing is about the leads, number one, they cost money and door knocking is free. And number two, those leads are going to be given and sold to other solar professionals, which could be an advantage because Powur is so much better than so many solar companies, right? But those leads are going to be price shopping. They're going to be proposed by several people, perhaps. So just know that the leads aren't necessarily fresh. They're leads that are being contacted by all kinds of solar people. So your hook has to be super good on the cold call, right? And on the door knocking with instant rapport, instant credibility at the door, depending on how you approach it. And it's totally free. I use an electric scooter when I door knock. I door knock regularly, and that makes my door knocking a lot quicker.
Nice. Nice.
That's awesome.
She's right. She's right. Good stuff. Thank you for sharing. So, champ, I think we're out of time. We're
Yeah,
right.
we're good.
All
Thank
right.
you, brother. Thank you. Thank you again, guys. David Perez. David, put your contact info in the chat, please. David Perez, make sure you guys contact him. He's one of the best mentors in the company. What do you got? Over 200, 150, 200 sales with Powur now?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Yeah. So the guy's an absolute stud. Make sure that you guys use him. Also, for those of you guys prospecting on the doors, cold calling, or warm market, remember the free trips from smartsalesrep.com. That is how Saeed got 10 leads in about a little bit over a week. So he's using the script in the fast start training, and he's using that advertising boost system through smartsolarrep.com, where you can give a free trip to Vegas, no timeshare presentation. There's Orlando, Cancun, a bunch, like 20 different locations. So anyways, again, David, thank you very much. This presentation will be recorded. It is recorded. Within an hour, this will be on the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys follow the YouTube channel, okay, where all our Monday recordings are there. And remember, if you want to see how I got to mentor in the last 2 years in a row, that episode drop is already out today. I highly recommend you guys check that out. That is higher level stuff, right? That is like leadership, team building, and mentor sales. So anyways, David, again, thank you very much, brother. You are the man. You did an incredible job as always. And thank you very much. Those of you guys local, I am 2 minutes away from the office. I'll see you guys soon.
Have a good day, y'all.
Have a good
Thank
day,
you,
y'all.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.